Episode 184. So Winterfest is here, and Ted sees Tomas at the country club, and he asks him if he's decided which daughter he's sleeping with. So Ted is being messy, and obviously Ted is not abreast to current changes in his daughter's lives, because if he was, he would know that Eva is hanging out with Isaiah, which he should, because in the previous episode, he introduced himself to Isaiah. So anyway, I just take it as Ted being messy. So Eva has moved on, like I said, and Tomas says that he loves Kat. So there it is. Next, Sharon and Traci visits Anita at the Dupree home, and Anita asks them how did the meeting with Devon Winters go, and she asked how they felt, and Sharon told her that she felt taken care of, and so Snake Sharon is staring at Anita and Vernon's pics, and Traci tells Anita she thinks that Sharon has a man, and Traci is right, but unfortunate for Anita, it's her man. Next, Cray Cray plays fairy godmother to Eva and brings her a dress for Winterfest. And we all know Eva needed some help in the wardrobe department. And I'm not a fan of her hair choice. I'll leave that alone. But in the wardrobe department, she needed that help. And even when Leslie brought the dress selection that she bought for her, I'm not a fan of it. I'm just not. Next, Tomas says that he had a moment of confusion and he loves Kat and he's grateful she gave him another chance. So Ted tells Tomas that Kat is not casual, so he hopes his intentions is long term. She is a one-man woman. She's not the type that she'll go and date this guy and nothing is, So he better have the right intentions. Next, Naomi joins Kat and Nicole at Nicole's home, and Kat asks Naomi is she self-centered. Naomi beats around the bush and says that she loves her muchness, which I didn't know muchness was a word, but hey, okay, I like it. So Nicole asks Kat what happened for her to question herself. And Kat tells her she got into it with her half-sister Eva again. I mean, at this point, she sounds like a broken record because it seems like Eva is the only person she's getting into it with. And sometimes Ted. And recently Martin. Forgot about that one. Next, Isaiah is having lunch with Jacob at Orthy Jeans, and Jacob is asking him questions, and Isaiah automatically goes to did their dad tell him to ask the questions he's asking? And yeah, our boy Isaiah definitely has daddy issues, and he needs to figure that out before he can talk to young people, in my opinion, about anything. So Jacob asks him if he has his eye on anyone, and he tells him Eva. And then Jacob's face just turns into this frown, and he tells Isaiah that he told him to stay away from her because she's trouble. And I don't think that's fair. He's lumping Eva into Cray Cray's crimes, and I've said this a million times before. And Eva, she's just trying to live her best life, that's all. Next, Eva tells Leslie about Samantha's idea about a clinic for people in need of health care. And Cray Cray deflects and starts talking about how everyone is going to envy Eva when she walks into Winterfest. And Leslie, she ain't going to fund the clinic because she doesn't like June. Because she sees June as a threat because Ted was nice to her. And I'm bringing up June because Eva had mentioned that Samantha came up with the idea because her mom, June, couldn't find adequate health care because of her unhoused status. Next, Anita tells Sharon and Traci that Leslie is Barbara's daughter, and they're like, what? Like, I thought they knew, but I guess they didn't. Next, Snake Sharon is in the Dupree home foyer, and Vernon comes in whispering, are they alone? And Anita walks in and says, I caught you sneaking in, but she was joking. So Vernon is getting too sloppy. He's not good at creeping. So that's why he needs to stop. And he needs to stop fast. Next, Ted picks Eva up from Winterfest, and Cray Cray is there trying to be all in his face, acting like she's so happy that he's involved with Eva and he wants to give her this memory, blah, blah, blah. Next, Jacob tells Isaiah there's other girls he could choose besides Eva. Well, obviously, he don't want to choose them. So, how's that? Next, Kat is opting out of going to Winterfest, and Nicole tries to get her to reconsider, and she says she will think about it. And that's all her self-centered self can do. She is really acting like a brat. And I've said this a million times before, but it's getting annoying, very annoying. She needs to just grow up, and she needs to grow up fast, because it's ridiculous how a grown woman is acting about not wanting to share her dad. Next, Anita and the other articulates and Vernon arrive to Winterfest, and Sharon and Vernon are looking awkward, and Anita is packing on the PDA. And that's what she gets, because there's no benefits to being the side chick. Next, Kat is at Uptown with Tomas, and she's sounding like a broken record talking about Eva, and she tells Tomas she doesn't want to go to Winterfest because Ted is focusing on Eva, and she teases Tomas with going to his place to hook up instead of going to Winterfest, and it's like, girl, whatever. Tomas asked Kat to move in with him. And I figured he was going to do that because in a previous episode, Bill was talking to him about if he wants to become partner to show some type of commitment. And so, yeah, I figured that. Next, I think Traci is suspicious of Sharon and Vernon, because Vernon joins Sharon at the Winterfest bar, and they're just being too obvious. I want to know what's really going on. Is this really some type of affair, or is it something else that we're not seeing and the writers are trying to make us think that it's an affair? And that ends the episode.